Okay, so it looks like Pitbull Cruz is going to be fighting Lamont Roach next. That fight looks like it's going to be booked for December on the PBC. It's going to be for a world title at 140, an interim world title at 140. They're targeting it to be a pay-per-view headliner, but we'll see. Of course, we'll see. Now, this would be Lamont Roach fighting for the first time at 140. Of course, his last fight was at 135 against Gervonta Davis in a fight that ended as a draw, in a fight that Lamont Roach, probably should have won. And Pitbull Cruz is, of course, a guy who's got big punching power, throws with bad intentions, has been a champion at 135 before. In him himself, I think he has fought at 140 before. His last couple of fights might have been at 140. But he's more acclimated to the weight than Lamont Roach, who's never even fought at 140 before. That being said, Lamont Roach still would win this fight, in my opinion. I think he wins this fight relatively easy. So he drew with Gervonta Davis, in my opinion, not comfortably, but at times pretty comprehensively outboxed Gervonta Davis. In which case, you look at Pitbull Cruz and you see, well, is Pitbull as fast as Tank? No. Is he as powerful as Tank? Yes. Is he as good of a boxer as Tank? No, he's not. Is he as elusive? When I say as good of a boxer, I mean, is he as elusive as Tank is? Tank can be at times quite hard to hit clean, but Lamont Roach had no trouble hitting him clean. Pitbull Cruz is similar in a way, but he doesn't really have the defensive. He's not really elusive defensively, right? He's there to be hit, is what I'm trying to say. He's there to be hit, and no doubt Lamont Roach will find those shots on him. And once he starts to find those shots, you got to think, I don't think Lamont Roach would stop Pitbull Cruz, but I think, like I said, he comprehensively outbox him. Yes, Pitbull Cruz has got the advantage in terms of power and one-punch power. He could definitely put Lamont Roach on his ass, could definitely rock him. But, like I said, Tank Davis is a bigger puncher than Pitbull, and he couldn't do that. He couldn't stop Lamont Roach. He couldn't stop him from outboxing him. Again, this would be quite a big payday for Lamont Roach. And he was saying before the Gervonta Davis fight, he'd never seen a $1 million payday before. I'm sure he will for this fight as well. I'm sure he will see a $1 million payday for this fight against Pitbull. But it's interesting to see where we'll be at. But I do think Lamont Roach will somewhat easily win this fight, because I don't think Pitbull will be able to offer enough resistance for the duration of that fight. I think Pitbull at times will be able to apply pressure, even unload some combos, and maybe land some shots on Lamont Roach, but I don't think it'll be enough to A, stop Lamont Roach, and B, win enough rounds to win a 12-round decision. But yeah, I'd be super curious to know what you guys think of this fight. Do you think, like I'm saying, this would be a relatively easy fight for Lamont Roach, or do you think Pitbull Cruz has his path to victory, and what does that look like for you? Let me know in the comments below. Another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest in the bag, and I'm out. Peace.